Just sizing up these mounts just now. So this is how they'll sit in that groove. The pin through there, and then they'll strut the door right out to the end. I worked out the maths, and from where it's lifting from and the weight of the door, etc., this needs to be able to take 200 kilos of force. The only weak spot would possibly be these two. We need a plate up the back, that would strengthen it massively. But these did come with the actuators, which are built for 600 kilo. So it should be fine if they get sent with them. I'll need to trial it and test a few bits and bobs. The plan was to spread all of that today, but it rained, so we got called off. Just filling in this pad here so we can reverse trailers up to that white door in the back there. That's this pad being built up. Spud's bang away. Spud's the name. So that'll allow lorries to reverse up to the back there. That's the chiller where all the meat's hung. So lorry will reverse up there, everything can go out there into the butchery. Here he comes. Good lad. So Percy, he's the first bull we bought on the farm for 45 years, I think. And we won't know if he's been a good buy until he's had a good go around the cows. A few months later we'll get them scanned, find out if they're pregnant, and touch wood they all are, and he does his job. We'll know then that it's been not a bad buy, and then after quite a number of years, 5, 6, 7 years, if he stands the test of time and lasts all that time, then that'll have been definitely a good buy. So it's a long-term investment in a bull. Hopefully, touch wood again, he does us proud. That's him being here 8 days. He's eating his food, no problems, eating the straw, eating the hay. He's quite content. He charges in the morning for his food, and he's good on his feet. He's quite relaxed. He's happy to see anyone, and he's peering over the fence to see the coos, and he's roaring. So that's all a good sign. Hopefully now he'll remain in that condition. He'll get out and about in the cows, do his job, do what we've paid him to do. Hopefully you guys find him quite exciting as well. We'll follow along. Hope he gets out, does his job. You'll soon know about it if he does his job. He'll be a happy boy when he gets in amongst all the ladies out there. Just like a couple of friends of mine. I'm looking at you, Ross and Will. Just shifting the container now, and spin it around so I can fully open the door. So I've lifted it up with the forklift. I'm just going to put some struts underneath it just to be safe, but that's how it's looking at the moment. So that's these mounts both in. They're not, they're fully welded up this side and along the top, but I've not done this side just so I can test them fully before I weld that side, because that'll be really hard to get into with a grinder if I really have to take them off. I shouldn't do, I've measured it quite a few times, but if I do need to I can easily cut through there, but that side's awkward. So they're mounted up heavily enough to take the force, same on that side. So now to bring the door down, do the mounts on the door, and then I can wire it up and test it all. So I mounted both brackets, put the actuator on, gave it a try, and what I thought was going to happen did happen. This was starting to buckle. So these two I'll need to beef up. I need to put bigger mounts on for the actuator, but other than that I think it's pretty much fine. So take that off, take this off, and find a bigger, beefier solution. I made a wee slight mistake on this. So in order to get the right push on it so that it pushes out the way, I assumed that you could make this slightly further out than that mount and you'd be fine, but it's actually just figured out now that you have to take the line from there to the pivot point at the top, and this needs to be out with that line, and at the moment it's not. So when you first put it on, it tries to come in the way rather than out the way. So basically I think I'm going to need to remake these mounts, bring them out a good bit further, so we can get the right pivot angle for these mounts here. The notches on these nuts, the reason they're there is to tell you that's a left-hand thread, or a reverse thread, so it's lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. Doesn't make sense. It's just kind of used for specialist applications, so in this case it's for all the nuts that are on the gas burner, the torch. Today's question of the day, so we've got 4 different breeds of cattle out there. What breeds of cattle can you name? There's a breed that are black in colour, that are probably the most famous, if you know the name of them. Just loaded up 3 cattle along here. 2 of them need new tags, so take them home. We forgot to bring the tags along here, so take them home, let them off, put them in the race, tag them, and then they're good to go. So let these guys off into the race here in this gate. There's a headstock there, we'll put them through there, tag them up there, swing them back round and back into the trailer. Cattle are all loaded up, ready to go. I'm just getting the passports, the right passports, filling in this movement form. So John's got me to fill in this to show the movement of the cattle. So this is the 3 cattle we're taking today. Just a way to wash the trailer. Kev's out just now, cutting some hedges, tidying things up. And I think Dunk's out with the mower. That's Dunk down over there. That's where the hens run about, where they get out and about to run. So he's just cutting the grass in there, tidy it up a wee bit. Not much progress on this shed the last couple of days in terms of the groundworks because it's been so wet, not had a chance to get in about it. Hopefully the weather will turn a bit. Hoping to take a wee bit of gravel down at the old railway line, take some gravel up of there, and that'll keep us going for a wee while. The tractor that's on the hedge cutter has had a bit of a serious breakdown. The hedge cutter on the 3-point linkage has come up, pushed an oil return valve, and the whole top block that has the spool valves in it is sheared. I think there's 3 bolts that have sheared and the whole block's pushed back, so need to get that into mechanics. I'll need to take the block off, try and get the 3 bolts that have sheared out, replace the bolts, and I also think there's one metal pipe that comes into the back of the block which will be bent as well. All the rest are rubber hoses, so they'll all be fine, but there's one metal one I think it's got a kink in it now. So this is a hedge cutter that's on the block, and basically this linkage has come up, pushed that return valve in, and then this whole block's now goosed. So we need to take it out, get the bolts taken out, and that'll be it. The mechanic will get to it. I don't like breakdowns, no one likes breakdowns, but they happen. You can't always get everything right, so that'll go and get fixed and hopefully it won't happen again, touch wood. If you're watching any other videos on farms or machines or mechanics or whatever and nothing ever gets broken or mistakes never get made, then they're lying to you. Speaking of breakdowns, we've had another one. Tractor on the mower, hose has been broken. I've just got a phone call from Dunk, so it doesn't sound as serious. Dunk's tractor can't steer anymore. This pipe, it runs to the rams on the steering and it's got a burst in it. It can steer, but you just end up with oil firing everywhere, so I'll take that into where we get our hydraulic fittings made up, get a new one, possibly just do a whole flexi all the way along. This is a solid line kind of in the middle, and flexi on each side, so possibly just do it all flexi and then cable tie it to the other line that's there so it won't get trapped underneath anything. It shouldn't, but simple fix this one. Half an hour ago we had both tractors running, cutting grass, cutting hedges, both out of action now, one for a wee bit longer than the other, but this one should be going again in about an hour. Ready? Yeah. That's it. So that machine basically just crimps those fittings into place and then they don't come off. They're fine for high pressure use. So he's managed to just replace this section, keep the whole metal section, and that pipe at the end is fine as well, so it won't actually cost as much as I thought it would. It's called swaging. the tool they used to do that it was in the video is a swager, and it just compresses that fitting on and it won't come off. Getting there with the container now. Got quite a bit done today in between other bits and bobs. Hopefully get more at it tomorrow, see how far I get. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Like down in there, subscribe down there, and answer today's question down below.